things that a lot of supporters were really kind of uptight about. A lot of Rangers fans were really uptight about. So I've got this strange situation where I'm in kind of dreamland, just now that we're in this situation tonight. We're going for, I think it's my third semi-final in like 50 years basically. I've been getting so excited about that day. I can't count above 2. I thought this is my second semi-final, it's my fourth. I'm losing count. But yet at the same time, I feel Rangers should be able to, no matter what happens tonight, they should be able to take a lap of honour. Even if we get beat tonight, take a lap of honour after this game for 4 years of absolute amazing performances in Europe. Just what they've done for the club. The supporters will be getting a lap of honour tonight. But yet I actually get the feeling if we do win tonight, they'll still get hounded in the tunnel for, well, how can you not do that against Celtic? There's a kind of real funny feeling just now, and I think it's all part of the undertow for 2012. We've no kicked on to 55 the way we wanted to, but I think we're going to sober up. This is a European semi-final we're looking at if we win this tonight, and it's very, very doable.
Yeah, absolutely. There is that. I mean, it does feel strange that we're on the verge of a European semi-final here, and there is a sort of downbeat. There's other things at play here. You've got the Morelos injury. Helander obviously announced the other day there he's out for the rest of the season. So there is a feeling that things are conspiring against us, but try to look at the positive side of things. We are on the verge of a semi-final in Europe, first time since 2008. I think it's only in my lifetime this will be the third.
Well, 92-93 was like a quarter-final group, but we were a goal away from the final. It was only us that could go through our massive. As I said,
92-93, I suppose you could argue technically it's a semi-final, because if we win,
it's even better. We're 1 goal away from the final. Which the last time we got to the semis of the European Cup was a lot closer until we got. But it's historic. And I think maybe it's been the 14 years that we've been through in between since the last semi-final. We're forgetting things like, we lost Alan McGregor at the quarter-final stage back in 2008, but we still got to the final. So you can maybe put the Morelos loss in that bracket. It's just been the performances in the last couple of games. The last couple of big games, and I think even beating St Mirren 4-0 away. I know you were saying this in the pod on Sunday night. I think a lot of fans felt that kind of fed into the narrative of, it's only because the pressure's off, because we've kind of chucked it. There's absolutely no way we have chucked this title yet. If we don't win it, we have chucked it away. That's the way it's happened, but it's not over. It's a bit of a stretch still. The Scottish Cup, eeksy peeksy, that is there to be won. Europe is the one that's actually, this is actually easier. We're only a goal down, and we've got the second leg at home here, against a team that we beat 2 years ago, and who I didn't think were any great shakes. They played out their skin, and were celebrating coming off the park and beat us 1-0 last Thursday, and we hardly turned up. So it's about turning up. I think the problem is coming with a lot of the fans don't feel. And I'm saying myself, I'm not 100% confident the team will turn up tonight. Rangers will turn up, but if we do, my God, it's a team of the season.
I also feel that if we do get a result tonight, we were looking at April as the big month. And it started really badly with that result against Celtic, and then obviously the result in Braga. Not a sort of devastating result, but the fact that we never even got a draw, I think everyone was a wee bit disappointed. But I'm looking at tonight saying, if we get through tonight, it sets us up for Sunday. If we get through on Sunday, we've got the game. What's the first game in the split? Motherwell. I'm looking at that now as that's possibly our last chance. If Celtic drop points at Dingwall, which is not beyond the realms of impossibility.
They nearly did before.
And we win at Motherwell, then we go to Celtic Park. If we get a result there, then all of a sudden there's a wee bit of hope and a wee bit of a chance. So tonight could be the springboard to pushing that forward.
It's amazing how much this tonight will transform everything. It'll just transform the way we're looking at the season. Transform the way we're looking at this month. But I find it quite incredible that there's such a, and I'm guilty of it as well, that there's such a kind of a downbeat thing going into this massive game. I think there's a feeling that if we lose tonight somehow, that makes it easier to Europe's getting in the way of us beating Celtic. Now, this might be an age thing. I've seen us beating Celtic all ends up last season. You know what I mean? We're going to play Celtic 4 times minimum every season for the rest of their bloody lives. Europe comes around but once in a while. St Johnstone were the best team in Scotland last year for winning 2 domestic cups. Us getting into a European semi-final makes us the team of the fucking decade, excuse my language. In Scotland. Nobody will tell us that. At least we need to start realising that. Look, the Celtic fans who are in the 3rd division of European competition and get papped out it, telling us that was a result for it because that Norwegian side, no Norwegian team's ever got to a European final. You know what I mean? that was a great result for them somehow. But us beating Dortmund, what do you get for the Dortmund Cup? Here's the Dortmund Cup. You know, we've got to have a word with ourselves, I think, as a support here. You know, we can't start worrying about that kind of slagging, that kind of mean type slagging that puts down everything we do. We've got to keep our eye on the ball. And don't be afraid. I personally would happily chuck the Scottish Cup to win tonight. You know what I mean? But not happily, you know. But it'd be more than worth it. It doesn't matter. If we go out of Europe tonight, it's not like we'll get more days rest before we play Celtic. We can only help ourselves on Sunday by winning this game tonight. That's all we can do is by winning this game, and we go in there and we might be a bit knackered, but there'll be that surfeit of a buzz. You know, they can take into that game and the surging confidence, and then if we can pit Celtic at the Scottish Cup, that affects their confidence. You know, this is tonight. I can't express to people how much it will change the nature of the whole season.
Yeah, it could. So on to tonight. How are you feeling? You know, 1-0 down. I think, I don't know how you feel, but 1-0 last week I was like, well, that's not that bad. I got a wee bit of a fright with the Munich result. You know, because I thought, well, you know, even when Munich got back into it, you know, all Villarreal needed was that goal, and they got it late on, and that's kind of how it feels to me tonight. You know, if it's 1 each, you know, if you're 1-0 up and it's 1 each on aggregate, going into the last 10 minutes, that is going to be a nervy 10 minutes, isn't it? Because you know if they nick a goal and then it's back on us again, and it feels like this could go to extra time penalties, which obviously we don't want considering Sunday, but I think it's going to be a right nervy one.
Away goals no longer count double in the event
and that's a different thing
count,
as well.
they still seriously count away goals. That's why you can see UEFA used to reward them. We use them as a tiebreaker because it would make a hell of a difference tonight. Colin, Rangers were 3-0 up at the start of the last two games, the last two ties. 3-0 up in Dortmund, we're 3-0 up against Red Star Belgrade. We lost 1-0 away to Red Star Belgrade. Well, we only lost 1-0 away last week, you know. And that team, Braga, finished second to Red Star Belgrade, couldn't beat Red Star Belgrade in the group stage. Braga don't have a great record away from home in Europe this season. I think they've only actually one win on the road, and that was at Ludogorets, who everybody was beating the Bulgarian side. We've got a phenomenal record against Portuguese clubs at Ibrox. You know, I think this is the 11th time we've played at a Portuguese club. We've never lost at Ibrox. Although we've only won once by more than one goal. No, that was a couple of seasons ago against Porto. You know what I mean? But I just feel as if it's there for the taking, Colin, and it's all about this is what's causing the kind of confusion of the mood amongst the support at this point in time. A few more of these sherbets,
and we'll a few more of these fine. And a win, and we'll be hyper again.
It's the fact that we don't know for sure what Rangers is going to turn up. I watched the first leg again. They are so doable, they are so beatable. But that is the thing we've always feared, is going out to a team where we're looking back in this run and just having that. See if we get through. The other thing we get through tonight is you get Atalanta, you get Red Bull Leipzig. These are Champions League semi-final teams, you know. Different gravy, there's no disgrace going out to them. It kind of takes the pressure off in a way. It just makes it all great for us. The annoying thing would be if we go out to a side who we know we could have beaten.
And we've beaten the past.
We've beaten the past. But I think the first leg last week showed they are so doable, you know.
In terms of the goals, you know, I think that's the worrying thing about this team at the moment. We know Morelos, where are the goals coming from? And obviously defensively we've not been at our best this season. We always look like we can concede. Did Ruth make a statement on Sunday? I know it's only St Mirren, you have to add that context. But did we find out on Sunday that actually if we provide him with the correct service, because he made a wee comment in his post-match comments.
Loved it.
You know, it's about time I got some decent service, and I know he laughed, but I do think there was something in that. I think he was saying to his teammates, by the way, he needed the right service and I'll score. Did we see on Sunday that, you know, if we give him the correct service, there's goals there?
He's a dude. He's an absolute dude. I love Ruth. And the guy, he said to him the post-match interview on Sky, he said to him, you know, you think you've proved something? I've got nothing to prove.
Aye.
You know, brilliant. That's what we want. You know, we're looking for the big personality that we lack through Morelos. But we've got one right there. He's proved that. And I did point out a couple of chances he had the second half against Celtic that, you know, another day he would have put away. I think it is about the service call, and I think that's why I'm so interested in what we're going to do. Try to second guess what Gio's doing. Joe Aribo playing the whole 90 minutes at Paisley. Joe Aribo scored a wonder goal for left back last time we played them, and he scored a wonder goal against St Mirren on Sunday there. You know, if he come drifting into the right. Are these guys, does that mean he's not playing tonight because he played the full 90 at Paisley? You know, it's Aaron Ramsey.
I've got him in my team. I've got him starting.
I would have him in my team as well, but where would you have him?
I've got him on the right. I've got him as part of the front
And
three.
you got Ramsey sitting behind.
I've went with McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, midfield three of Lundstrom, Jack and Ramsey, sitting two holders. Ramsey sitting on the tap, and then a front three of Kent, Ruth, and Aribo.
I would kind of go along with that. I just don't know. Sakala, I know he had a poor game. The first 90, playing the whole 90 against St Mirren would indicate that he's not playing the night. I think in Sakala's case. But it was the space that was in behind Braga. Everybody was telling us, including Super Ali and the co-commentary team in the first leg, they were playing four at the back, and this boy Couto was just sitting out wide right, really advanced.
Yeah.
It was a centre half and two. They basically had three right backs on the park. One guy's actively playing centre half, with two fullbacks, fullback either side of him. The space that was in behind him was absolutely ridiculous.
But I don't think.
They're not going to play that way tonight.
Yeah, and I don't think we suited that in terms of how we played Sakala. We didn't put it in behind for him to run on.
So tonight, but a couple of times it happened kind of like almost by accident. He came after wide as opposed to through the centre. Sakala can't play.
Yeah,
he can't play the middle. He can't lead. He can't have the ball in front of him. He can't hold the ball up. He's back to goal and stuff like that.
Player,
but the one time he took the boy, it's which is David Carmel, the number 16. I hope to hell he's playing tonight. The guy Ali pointed out, Ali pointed out in the commentary last week. Took him to the cleaners when he came in for the wide at one point. 2 seconds later, the same fella like Carmel is taking out Glenn Kamara. It should have been actually sent off. It was a terrible tackle. I was actually a turning point in the first half, and that didn't end up in a red card. Had to take him out the games because he was all at sea, and Braga had to switch him. They had to switch him out to left back, just to get him out the road because he was causing so much damage. So pace, I think pace would take him apart. That's the only thing that I'd be thinking about Sakala, but that would mean dropping Aribo. It would mean Scott Arfield's no playing. I think I would agree with your team pretty much. The only thing I'm thinking about is Bassey. I don't know if
my mate thinks Borner's coming in. My mate thinks Borner's coming in.
Even just judging by Sunday, the minute Hollander gets his injury, big Balogun's seen warming up, but Leon King comes on, but Bassey's not even there, and I just feel as if he's been protected. Bassey, because of this boy, the boy that caused all the problems for us, especially at the goal, Couto, the number 2, the Brazilian fella for Man City. He was actually playing wide right. He wasn't a full-back advanced, as far as I'm concerned, last week. And it took Ken and Bassey out the game. It confused the two of them. But it also means that they've got 4 across the middle minimum in midfield. Braga means Bassey can't get forward. His passing's coming on fantastic. Great ball through to Kent for the goal against Celtic at Ibrox. But it's no got to the Borna Barisic forensic stage. And Borna's wee overlap second half at Paisley with Sakala, just that provides an overload that we really need if we're going to get the service into Ruth. And I think Bassey in the middle, with his willingness to come forward, his ball distribution is really improving. Plus he's gallus, Bassey. He loves coming forward with the ball. If he's centre half as well, I think was a chance that's what could be happening tonight. And also, if Lundstrom's fit, we don't know the team yet, guys. And if Lundstrom is fit, as we're hoping, maybe he can drop in at centre half. But there's so many options there. But I would go with everything you're saying, except if a funny film Bassey centre half.
Oh, controversial. Borner's back.
Probably only be. To
be honest with you, after that night at Celtic Park, it's something I never thought I'd say. But my mate, he agrees with me. He thinks there's a chance. I think he did well in Dortmund, mate. I think he did. It was part of us getting things going in Dortmund. It's a gamble. It's always this game, particularly style of the game, the first leg. It's high stakes football, which we've been watching all midweek in all the European or the Champions League games as well. Man City, Atletico last night. Possession is everything, and it's like when you're losing the ball, you're right in it straight away. It's Rangers the way they're passing the ball about the back last week, very nervy, but ultimately it subdued Braga in the second half. And when you watch that game back, we were great first in terms of possession. We out-possessed them first 20 minutes, and even when they took the ball off us and they started having their wee period where they hit the post, goal disallowed, score the goal. The goal was coming, I think.
The goal was coming, but even in that period up to half time, we're still catching the break a couple of times. So I think they're very doable, but it's all about if we're up for it, and I hope the crowd is as drunk and optimistic as I want to be as well.
That's my final point, and quite quickly, because we've overrun a wee bit. The atmosphere. Ibrox is usually buzzing on nights like this. I know there has been a sense that this vital month didn't start so well, and the league's gone essentially, and we're chasing them now. but we need to get behind them tonight. You know, we need to create an atmosphere because we've seen before the teams freeze. You know, I mean, even that Dortmund game. You know, I know Dortmund started well. We got the goal, but you know they got the 2 goals. We're up at half time. The minute Tavernier got that equaliser and the noise that it generated, I just think Dortmund, they didn't chuck it, but they knew then that there was no way back in.
And this team are no Dortmund, you know, and we're talking the youngest team, youngest squad left in the Europa League, probably Europe, this Braga outfit, and it's a bit inspiring Rangers as much as it's a bit frightening the opposition. I think we just need to get out and get stuck in about it, and I think we need to put everything else, park all the other issues we might have, you know, which I think are overblown anyway. The model we've been operating on for the last 4 years is we go for the top. We go for the biggest prizes in football, and that's Europe. European football for me is far exceeds in Scotland has to offer, and everything in Scotland comes as a trickle down from European success. That's how Gerrard started it, and I think that's how we need to continue. This might be it, Colin. This might be the end of this great run.
So I think it could be.
So we should enjoy it, you know, and we just get right behind them and just come on, Rangers, just spark and give us a bit of history.
Yeah, actually, it's history, you know, because we could be in a semi-final draw tomorrow. So we need to get behind them tonight. So if you're watching this and you're on your way to the game, shout as loud as you can tonight, get right behind the team, make it as scary as possible for Braga, and who knows, we might be in that semi-final draw tomorrow, and then the world looks a better place. We'll get some post-match stuff after the game. Hopefully we'll all be in a good mood. So until then, bye for now.